Yo, my friends, it's another Thursday, which means another Inside Star Citizen, and I've also got this little guy. He's out here creeping now behind me for the rest of my videos. I am going to show you the newest weekly update to Star Citizen. We're going to talk context, we're going to talk ships, we're going to talk whatever they talk about, and, you know, a couple giggles, maybe some cool news. Either way, let's get into it.
It's a Drake manufactured ground vehicle that's called the MULE. I mean, it's a little on the nose.
As is a lot of the names in this game. So many.
Anyone that's played Star Citizen and done a box collection mission will be pretty familiar with the ways you have to do it, and from watching players play these missions, it's clear that there is scope to improve people's lives there.
Oh, that's so realistic.
So let's say that you and your friends have just picked up a cargo collection or cargo delivery mission or something like that. That means that you need to go to a planet-side location, manually collect a whole bunch of carryable cargo, and then cart it to some other location.
I see where they're going. So this is like the replacement to our little...
The MULE comes in here where...
Was that little cart that we would drive around everywhere back in the, you know, the R-Corp module? We'd run each other over with it, the Gray Cat. This seems like a replacement to that when cargo is involved, basically.
You can land your ship however far away from the location as you need to, drive the MULE in.
It looks like this
nice shot
industrial thing, but it definitely accelerates and you know it nips around. I got nothing but nips.
Load it up with 6 carryable boxes, and then drive them all back in one go. Save you.
Notice how they didn't show the person trying to get the box in there because it would probably like glitch and fall through or get stuck in the geometry. Or there's no animation to get that. Looks kind of tall. I'm actually curious if, I guess people probably tested that out. I need to get this thing in game.
Load it up with 6 carryable boxes, and then drive them all back in one go. Save you a few round trips.
Well, what makes it Drake is it's kind of like almost low-tech styling. So, for example, chunky pipes in the interior.
Looks like a vulture cabin.
Just quite low-tech.
When we were building the MULE, we were conscious of trying to make it fit in as many ships as possible, and size-wise, if you can fit a rock on board...
Who was that? Was that the player experience team or the QA team? Who's getting up to that much nonsense?
Size-wise, if you can fit a rock on board your ship, you can fit a MULE.
Visually, my favorite part is either the entrance door, because it has these big beaming lights on there that like, kind of light your way, but it just gives it like a really nice character to it. Or the front arms, as I said, like when they deploy, it just looks like it's trying to give you a hug, and it's just like these little arms that kind of fold out, and yeah, it makes it look kind of cute. That and like the oversized wheels kind of make it look like a Tonka truck. Yeah, it's just a cute little thing, you know.
So, oh, they're not done.
Drake MULE is a fantastic addition to the game. It is a real big quality of life time saver for those that do box missions. And then in the future, with the cargo refactor, its next big use will be actually helping you load your vehicles. Loading these big SCU crates from where the cargo is delivered.
See, that's what I was thinking of.
And with the cradle in the back and the forklift at the front, you can then essentially ferry 2 large SCU crates towards your ship and onto your ship, depending on your ship, if your ship is capable of having it attached like that.
Look at that face. Just like, I'm lifting boxes.
Depending on your ship, if your ship is capable of having it attached like that.
So this seems like, honestly, the outpost idea doesn't really seem like that great a sell to me, because we already had like Ursas and stuff. I guess this can fit in more vehicles, but I don't know. Most people just fly straight to the front door, blow up the turrets. But if you want to sneak in, this is a good way. Then you're like, well, why aren't the turrets shooting your truck? But seems like a useful little thing. I think it's going to be more useful when we have like the outposts in Pyro that are going to have more places to drive around and deliver stuff to. But we'll see.
The Drake MULE is the latest in a recent line of small utility ground vehicles designed to improve the first-person, non-combat experience and provide more opportunities for expanded and emergent gameplay than ever before. And it'll make its straight-to-drivable debut in the persistent universe during this year's Invictus launch week. But that's not all, because the event has also brought with it the long-awaited Scorpius. With its popular styling and notable firepower, let's learn more about this tandem terror from Roberts Space Industries.
The
in-game one.
I just published a video on this.
Not the, well, I suppose it's both.
My favorite aspect of the ship, if I could pick only one, this ship definitely has an unforgettable silhouette.
Yeah.
When you first see it, you can definitely tell that it's going to be, something that you need to take seriously. It's something which you're not really going to forget anytime soon when you see it.
Yo, who's filming?
So we have a few heavy fighters in the game. We've got the Bounty Defender, the Anvil Hurricane, the Super Hornet, and they all cater for players who enjoy combat, but they want to have a bit more cooperative combat between you and another player who are in one ship taking on the hordes of enemies.
Say oomph, John. I want more oomph in my fighter.
Heavy fighters special compared to smaller ships is just that shared experience of combat. It's just a much nicer gameplay experience when you're in this one ship taking on the world rather than two people doing their own thing.
Yeah,
so the Scorpius is a heavy fighter. It's quite agile given its size. It's a two-person ship, and the gunner is in control of a remote turret. When we first conceived the concept of this ship, we didn't have the tech in place to have moving turrets. So I worked with Yogi and Mark to get this in place. And for the first time, you'll be able to control where the turret sits on the ship.
And it's also the first ship in Star Citizen to feature the iconic wing split.
Honestly, the turret just... I mean, it's cool, but when you're in the backwards facing position, you get your view is super restricted. You can't really look up. I just don't know. I don't know about that.
We added a ship transform hotkey. So when the landing gear is retracted, you can use Alt and K to deploy the wings without having to also deploy the landing gear at the same time.
There were certain elements from other RSI ships which we've taken, most notably the thrusters. But honestly, this thing does stand on its own 2 feet, I think, more than the average ship. We were
of course it does.
Leaning towards a more stealthy, sort of futuristic feel for the ship, and kind of what that would look like and mean to RSI if they were to progress down that route.
It's freaking fantastic filming.
So since concept, it's doubled its missile loadout, so it's now got 16 size 2 missiles, and the shields have gone up to a single size 2 shield, which is pretty hefty in the current combat meta. Whilst the Scorpius will be launching at Invictus launch week, development is not stopping on the ship. There are some things that we want to do with it in the future, but they
it's a new
weren't
location.
essential to the vehicle.
Oh no, it's a
this ship
refinery
is for
station.
Someone who wants an agile ship that also does a lot of damage. In future, what we would like to do, so wings retracted, maybe the ship can gain more momentum, have more agility.
Yeah.
That is something we do want to look back at in the future.
Yes, do that.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that Drake may not have the flashiest looks, but they're...
So it was a ship week. Sorry, Jared. I love you, man. It was a ship week. So we got to see a truck and a new ship and no features. I think I talked about this in like the last Inside Star Citizen or maybe the one before that, but I don't think we will get to see heavy feature stuff until another couple weeks. I think next week they'll probably do something for Alien Week, and then we're into the fun times again. So it was a short one. It was a small one. I think the MULE is good in that it fits into their kind of whole push into ground gameplay, which seems to be coinciding with their work on the new outposts. So we'll see what happens with that within the next year. I don't think right now it's going to be that useful. They didn't say anything about how it's going to factor into the cargo refactor or when those forklift things are going to work, so everything's up in the air. I don't know why I guess they don't know either. But Scorpius is cool. Turret's kind of weird. Looks like an X-Wing, of course, I know. Looks like a Star Fury. It looks really cool. I like it. But that's really all I have to say on this one. So until next week, folks, see you later.